Hello, this is Fred Hughes with lesson number 12 in our series, Who God Says That I Am. Romans 8:14 says, "For as many as are led by the Spirit of God, they are the sons of God." You can say, I am a son of God. That's exciting that you've been adopted as a son of God. Let me give you some scripture references because this is good to dig into. John 1:12, Romans 8:19, Philippians 2:15, 1 John 3:1 and 2. All of those are great scriptures. And then Matthew 3:17 and Matthew 17:5 are also great scriptures to get to. Let me just start by just saying God has one true Son, and his name is Jesus Christ. And in Matthew, he says, "This is my Son in whom I am well pleased." So we can become sons of God through the process of adoption. God is willing to adopt us as his son. You know that in the United States, an adopted son has more rights than a natural son does? It's awesome. And that's the way I think God is probably focused too. God made a way for us to become his son, and that's just completely awesome. Now, how is it that a son is treated? Well, in Luke 15:22, there's a description, and there's a robe. When the prodigal son comes home, the father does several things that just reinstates the son who was lost back into full sonship. One of the things, the first thing that he did was he called for a robe. And this robe represents really the robe of righteousness that he covered him with. He was sinful. He was separated. He was mangy and dirty and awful. And God forgave him. And that's what he does to us when we come to him. He first puts that robe of righteousness. It's not our righteousness that makes us right with God. It's his righteousness that makes us right. So he covered him with this robe. The second thing he did was he took a ring and he put it on his finger. And that represents the authority that he gave back to this lost son, who now it's like the signet ring. He could stamp something that would look like the family signature, where he could buy things with that, or he would have the authority to make decisions and calls based on, fathers. We would call that power of attorney, perhaps. And the third thing was that he had shoes. The son, in those days, had shoes. A slave didn't have shoes, but a son did. And so, and in verse 33, that last part of that talks about a party. He called together his friends and had a party, killed a fatted calf. And that party represents restoration to me, full restoration and acknowledgement to all that won't have any need of knowing, this is my son. He was lost, but now then he's found. He was dead, but now he's alive again. So when we're led by the Spirit, we are sons of God. We're not lost, but we're found in his right, in his presence. We're found in the right place as sons clothed with his robe of righteousness, wearing the signet ring of his authority, and having shoes on our feet that identify us as sons and not slaves. And we are partying with Papa. And we can call out his name and say, Abba, Father, and climb up into his lap. And he is great to celebrate his sons and daughters in Jesus Christ. So if you're a son or you're a daughter, you can say that. I am a son of God. You have a blessed day, and I hope this is an encouraging word to you, because it's just something we really need to get down into our spirit, that we're sons and daughters of God Most High. We belong to him, and he loves us very, very, very much, more than we can understand. I am a son of God.